Ready?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Christian
And I'm Vera.
from LR Time. And in this episode, we're gonna do a fuel injector return balance test on Fabians Discovery 3 with the TDV6 diesel engine, equivalent to an open heart surgery.
Enjoy the video.
The reason we want to do the fuel injector return balance, also called spill check on the fuel injectors, is the occasional hard starting of his vehicle and also the rough running in idle right after start. Just as a precaution, because his vehicle had already 2 fuel injectors replaced based on his service records from Land Rover. So in order to rule that out, we're gonna do this test. And what is a simple 1-hour task on a BMW or on a Mercedes-Benz engine is a 4-hour job on a Land Rover Discovery.
Who's der Ball? Kein Ball.
We start by disconnecting the battery. We got the car in excess mode, so it's not so high to work on. And then the first step is to release the coolant crossover pipe back in there. So now this pipe is loose here. This is necessary in order to get here to the fuel injectors. And now we're gonna have to work our way into the fuel injector area here. So we start by taking this cover off. 1, 2. We gotta get this cable support tray out. And that one is a bitch. It's a big advantage not to cut any cable. There might be one more back there. Of course there's one more. Gotta get these cables out. Now I got a little more room. Idea is to get this tray out. Here. There. Yeah, it's definitely not pretty, this job. Gotta be a tie wrap down there. Got the last tie wrap out. Now I can get the cable support tray out. And with the cable support tray out, we have now access to the fuel return lines down here. Here, and the last one is back in there, which is really difficult to get to. There, back there. And now we gotta pull these little pins without losing them. So if we lose them, we're done. And that's gonna be everywhere like this, see? First one. There.
No, don't do that.
You wanna have this responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay, before we go on the next one, we're gonna have to make now sure that we actually have a connection fitting for this fuel injector type. So we get this out here. I think it's in. We're gonna reconnect these and we're gonna do a test first on one fuel injector. And we have to block this line. Ist er wieder ausgegangen?
Ja. Abgetrocknet.
Oh, ich weiß. Oh, scheiße. Oh, da haben wir Glück gehabt. Ruhe, Moment. So, maybe next time we start it, I should take that rag out of the intake here. This would be a good idea. Okay, now we do another test. Okay, so there was a good reason why it stalled. Okay, gotta take stuff out of the intake. So start it again. See here? We are checking now only one injector. And we gotta now connect all injectors in parallel. I just wanted to see that what we do is working in general and not leaking all over the place. But we gotta make these little block hoses and we gotta make these lines here. And it's creeping now up here. Now we have to connect on a 6-cylinder, of course, 6.
6. What?
return lines.
Oh, okay.
So I think our audience knows that. That explanation was for you.
Well, there are wives who probably don't know that.
See, I gotta pull them first out a little bit. Then I can get the needle nose plier in between.
Oh my god, we're never gonna get that back together.
Yes, I know. There, I got it. There it is. It didn't get lost.
Yeah, it's his responsibility.
We have all these mounted.
Oh my god.
That's a big job.
And we start that at like 5 o'clock in the evening.
Is it 5 o'clock?
No.
Cause see, the stupid pipe is already in my way.
Did you watch a video about that?
Not on a
Before?
Discovery. Nobody has done that on Discovery. On YouTube. So it's in. Now we have to put the clip back in.
Now he was streaming, not paying attention. Not me.
And I would need some more light. Yeah, it's in. So we got the second one in. Look how this one is accessible. Nearly not.
Yeah, but it was your idea.
Yeah, this works. See, I can get this out with a pick. And now I can use the needle nose plier and do some surgery back there. And if I lose the pin,
It's Christian's fault.
my screwdriver if you want to stay away from work. A special screwdriver where I can conveniently do something like this. So if we connect the line to it, it's less likely that we lose it. And it's in. On an American car, you can do this drunk. Okay, now we gotta block these lines. Got a fuel return line blocks.
Did you make 5?
This is nice.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. So, this is good. But now we gotta go on this side. And this side, I heard it's worse.
Oh man. Well, and then what happens when we have done all that?
We're gonna see that when it's all done.
Yeah, but what are we gonna see?
If the fuel injectors still work.
And what if they
See,
don't?
the problem is here on this side that the fuel lines are in our way here. So we're gonna have to disconnect the high pressure fuel lines.
Is that brown or is that rusty?
Rust? It's rusty. One. 2.
It really is like,
Huh?
it feels like heart surgery.
This is heart surgery. There's absolutely so much what you can destroy.
I should get the salsa.
Focus here.
I have salsa. I am focusing. Can't you put up a
Well,
tripod?
not even where I'm working.
I got the overview from here. Oh, now he's complaining.
There is the cable tray.
We're not even at the fuel lines. It looks like it breaks any minute.
We gotta get it out and we have to get it back in. There. Piece of crap. Same procedure as over on the other side.
Oh, here's a pin. Give it to Fabian. It's banging. What the? What are you doing?
Now we gotta connect this thing here, made in China. Yeah. This is looking good, right? Make sure we got all return lines clogged. Oh, see, one fell off here. That's not good. That would have made a big mess. There. Now we gotta make sure all fuel injectors are plugged in. And the diesel lines. Without diesel.
They need to be closed again.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know which one?
No, I don't.
Shit.
They are in. Make sure we do not have any connectors loose.
You make sure. I
they
don't take
don't
any
fall.
responsibility.
We connect the battery. Now where did my wrench go? We're ready to start the car. We got these now connected to the injector return lines. We got all return lines plugged according to this manual. And we're gonna run it now for exactly 4 minutes. And then we see if we have an even balance. And go. It's now running. Is it running rough?
Oh, it's coming here. Coming on all lines.
This one isn't.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, I think we just broke it.
Broke what?
We broke the engine.
Oh no.
We had one plug still loose.
Oh shit.
That is bad.
Did you fasten the plug?
Yes.
Well, what about the time?
See, this line is now really late here.
So did we break the engine or not?
I think we broke it a little bit.
I think I'm done fixing car. It's too much stress.
Yeah, we have to wait till this one is also full.
And then?
Then we have to empty out the glasses. Okay, we're gonna run it now for 4 minutes. We got the lines pre-filled, so we already had it running. They are even.
Yeah, they are completely even. How much volume do they have to deliver?
Whatever it says in the manual.
And you don't know.
I know, but the manual is over there. Okay, another 20 seconds and stop. So this was a running time of 4 minutes and the engine was basically cold. We have a perfect fuel injector balance. Now let's read off the quantity. 3.5.
So like 35
I would say it's 35 milliliters. And on this one here, which one would you say is the highest?
Number 2.
This one is the highest?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That one is higher than that one, isn't it?
Oh, it's 37 maybe?
Yeah. Okay, maybe number.
Yeah.
The lowest is number 5, I would say.
That one?
This one is the lowest, right?
Yeah.
So, but they're all even. 4 minute at idle. 15 millimeter, maximum 26. So that does not make any sense.
How much we have? 30?
We have 35.
So they are all broken.
Now they inject less fuel.
What?
There is a service bulletin here.
I think it ejects more fuel, not less.
No, when you return more, you inject less.
What?
Do not reject a set of injectors if the flow rate values are even but outside of the expected values. So Land Rover would not replace these injectors because they are even. The actual injector spill return rate will be affected by fuel rail pressure and fuel temperature. Only reject the injectors which much higher spill return than others. Which much higher, there's a word missing, spill return than others. Experience shows the flow will be very high on failed injectors and will fill the test bottle within 2 minutes. So this is certainly not the case. We had it 4 minute running and we got 35 milliliters. It's not warm today and we're supposed to get 26. So I think the injectors are perfect. Now, according to the service bulletin, okay, which is if rough engine idle after cold start or engine hard to start.
But it's not rough idling.
Yeah, it's not rough idling, but
No.
it's hard to start. Plus, we got occasionally fuel pressure fault. So everybody told me I gotta check the spill return, and that's what we now did. And I explain it now again. Land Rover says do not reject a set of injectors if the flow rate values are even but outside of the expected values, and that's what we got.
So that is a Land Rover
This is a
document.
Land Rover
I
document.
thought it's a Chinese
Yeah, I
document.
thought-
Okay, engine idle, and again, we don't know, it's a cold engine, the fuel is not necessarily warm, it also depends on the fuel. So this is
Oh,
a
I
new
know what-
vehicle.
oh,
It's
Christian.
15 to 26, so we're good, we can take all this back out. So
Oh.
it was an hour and a half to get here, and probably now an hour and a half to put it back.
True.
But we know then we don't have to replace the fuel injectors. I think this is good news.
Can I say something?
You're raising your hand.
Yeah, off camera.
No. What is it?
Because we
Because I...
no.
What?
Well, because we let it fill up first until here and then started counting. If
Yes,
we would have,
that's
if we would have,
possible.
that minute,
That's
it took
possible.
a minute.
Yeah, see,
So there
see
would be
down
10
there.
milliliters missing.
Very good. I'm impressed. We did this because in the beginning we had a line come loose and we had an injector disconnected, which is not very good. So we had to start with the bottles already starting to fill.
Fuel was already
And
filled
now
up until
Vera,
here.
listen, I'm explaining what Vera explained. Vera said the first 10 milliliters is counting, including the hoses, I think. So she's right. And that's, if we subtract 10 milliliters, we are right within
26,
spec.
yeah.
You do not have bad fuel injectors, and I think that's good news. So we got this all set up with tie wraps. Now this thing gotta go back in here. Unbelievable. It's in. Fuel injectors back in, because it destroys the engine if you run without, like I did earlier. Vera is back.
So yeah,
Okay, we're making progress on our heart surgery.
getting it back together.
Yes.
I don't.
The clips are back in
All
already.
of them.
On the
Well,
left
three.
3, so that doesn't mean anything.
3. I gotta get this last tie wrap here. It's all back in. Fuel injectors are all back on. Now we gotta get the heat shield back in.
Wonderful.
And this side is finished. We start first by taking these out again. Yeah.
Lose a little bit of diesel, or is it?
We've been cleaning it for half an hour and now you are saying we lost a little bit of diesel.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay, here.
No, we will never do that on our car.
Why not?
Because.
Yeah, that was better. So stressful. But this one back there is the
But maybe
hardest one.
you read the manual upside down. And
Yep.
the British level, maybe it's, you know,
Yeah.
in the British mode, the other side is harder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was smart.
So can you unhook me?
Unhook you. I put the cable tray back in. Yeah. And now I can tie wrap the cables. This was one of the hardest repairs we've done. It's not a repair for just a simple check, because it's so difficult to access and it's risky too, breaking something.
Yeah, we know now.
Okay, but we didn't break anything so far. Okay.
No, I always step on the
See,
wheel.
see the cable tray is back in here, this cable tray,
Yeah,
and the cables are all nicely routed again.
yeah.
And
That's
now
good.
we gotta put this thing back in here.
Oh,
Put those plugs back in. 1, 2. I think I had all the fuel injectors connected.
oh man. I
Slowly
wonder
my
about
legs.
everything is.
Hey, where are you filming?
Yeah. What are you doing anyway? I only see hands.
Now we can connect the diesel lines back in here.
I mean, you're always moving the camera around so much.
Yeah, but then I have at least, I move it around on whatever I want to film.
Yes.
And back here I gotta put 2 more bolts in. These 2 bolts gotta go back in there. You don't need to film this now.
Good, because nobody can see anything. I'm still filming.
I think working on a Land Rover long term gets you back problems. So we got it all back together and we're gonna do a test. Go ahead, start it. It's running. I think everything good, no fault, right?
No fault yet.
Okay, we'll finish it, then we check your air and then we test drive it. So we put the fan back in, and because the fan was so unbelievable tight, what do we usually do? We put some copper paste on here. Good. Good enough. Ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, the clip is in.
Mine too. Get this in. Okay. We gotta put this on in British mode. I don't know how it fits like this. So let's go to British mode. There we go. Now it fits. No, still. Let's go to Australian mode. Still it don't fit. Yeah, it does. So Australian mode fixed it. Put it in British mode. And this plug. We'll close this. Fuses are back in. Put the cover back on. Very well. So, going for a test drive. Okay, we're gonna have to reset those engine faults. So we got injector control pressure too low. That's the fault he's mostly bothered about, because it goes in limp mode. Then we got control module communication bus. That's nothing serious. We got fuel rail pressure sensor range performance. That is related. And then we got cylinder 6 injector timing. That's because I forgot to put the plug in. So everything plausible. And we're gonna clear all of those. There we go. We enjoy our test drive. So of course, no fault during test drive. That's how it usually is. Next time. Okay. So what do you have?
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
Beste, biologischste und
So.
jüngste und
Was ist das?
das ist Jährling,
Ist es Reh oder
das
Wildschwein?
Reh.
It's
It's
deer.
deer,
Deer.
but small deer. Okay, the deer in Germany are relatively small.
Yeah. Oh, that is greatly appreciated.
Oh, this is awesome.
Vielen Dank.
So, yeah, so
It's frozen.
yeah, put it in the fridge.
Freezer, yeah.
So this is George, and what we did, he's got this little Defender here, and he had a problem with his steering wheel the other day. This is his dog. George is one of our district hunters around here. He had a complaint about his steering wheel being loose, and people told him to come over and see me. And I never ever touched a Defender in my life, okay? Because, you know, if you want to touch a Defender, you must be able to repair a Discovery blindfolded before you qualified to touch a Defender. But anyhow, the shop told him he needs a new steering column because the joints have developed play. And what we did is we checked out the steering column and it didn't feel like it has play. I put down a channel lock to grab tight on it, and then George was wiggling the steering wheel and it still wiggled, even so I had it grabbed on tight with my channel lock. And then we investigated, and it was the nut below the steering wheel which was loose, and that made it slip on the taper here. Unbelievable. So that was a €0 repair. compared to the 900 euro estimate from the shop replacing the steering column. My first Defender repair. So we really appreciate the meet. Thank you very much.
And that's a Defender dog.
That's a Defender dog.
You know,
He looks
that's
like it,
Henry.
yeah.
That's Henry.
Henry?
Yeah.
So this Defender drives 80% of its time in the forest. So this is off-road use in Germany. Very rare. Yeah. Fuel injector spill test completed. Diagnosis, no problem. All 6 injectors are good. And 4 hours gone out of our lives. Doesn't matter. It was a successful check. I hope everyone is able to duplicate this in case of a hard starting vehicle. Always make sure you diagnose your low pressure fuel system first, and also have a look at the sensor behavior of the high pressure fuel system. And that's really it for this week's video.
Yes.
Hopefully this was enjoyable content. In case you liked it, go check out our other videos. If you really liked it, think about subscribing, and in any case, don't unsubscribe.
See you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching.